Um, and I'm waiting for people to start coming into the room. So until then, I'm going to share with you one of my favorite songs by Lita Adams, Everything Must Change. I'm an old head, so I like a lot of the old school rhythm and blues. So I figure I'll sing a few stanzas of that song, okay? Because they just give time for people to come into the room. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone will change. No one stays the same. The young becomes the old, and mysteries do unfold. 'Cause that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. 'Cause there are not many things in life you can be sure of, except rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Winter turns to spring, and the wounded heart will heal, but never much too soon. Yes, everything will change. The young becomes the old, and mysteries do unfold. 'Cause that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. Hello, Ahura. How are you? I figure I'd just sing a little bit until people come into the chat. I am no one singer. I grew up as a kid as a professional singer. But once I became an adult, that fell by the wayside because reality kicked in and I got to pay bills. So, welcome everyone. I was sitting up there singing, probably scaring the wits out of everybody. Like, who's that trying to die? Well, today we're going to discuss, thank you of horror. Did I say your name correctly? Ahora. Ahora. I hope I said your name correctly. It's a beautiful name. Welcome. We're going to discuss herbs. Thank you. We're going to discuss herbs today. I'm a proponent of traditional medicine. I've been a fan of Dr. Sebi for the past, I guess, 8 years. And I use herbs that are approved by Dr. Sebi, but I also use herbs that he didn't mention in his work. And I formulated, because I'm 61 years old, and some days I was dragging energetically wise. So a few years ago, I formulated a formula called Brite-Eyed and Bushy-Tailed PLUS. And it contains mullein, moringa, which Dr. Sebi talks about a lot, ginkgo leaf, damiana, par d'argo, ashwagandha root, matcha, cordyceps mushroom powder for energy and stamina, juniper berry powder, milk thistle powder, turmeric, bladderwrack, chaparral, sumac, and cayenne. Now I add cayenne to my formulations because what it does, it makes the other herbs more bioavailable. So it'll access to more of the cells within the body. And I did some research on it. And see, what I like about this formula, it gives me energy. I cannot drink coffee. Caffeine causes my. Thank you for the compliment. I think it ties into being a vegetarian vegan for 40 something years. Um, and drinking lots of water and staying away from drama and not owning a television because drama and foolishness will age you. Um, what I want to discuss was how this bright-eyed and bushy-tailed formula works. And it's really designed to uplift your mood. It really does wonders for the depression that I deal with because I cannot take psych meds. I tried over 40 years ago. So this formula, I like it. It gives me a boost of energy and it takes me all the way through the day. Even when I used to do gig work at warehouses and working at stadiums where I'm standing on my feet all day for several hours, I have the energy to get through it. And at the same time, this little formula, it reduces inflammation and swelling. Because when you're standing on your feet, you deal with a lot of swelling and pain. And the mullein is great for respiratory health because when you're dealing with thousands of people, you're exposed to all types of bacteria, pathogens, working at convention centers, stadiums. You're exposed to people all around the world from various different ecosystems, and they bring their bacteria with them. So the mullein, it protects my lungs. I no longer have asthma because of me taking this particular formula. Um, and the mullein is great for healing the lungs. It's great for smokers. It's great for singers. Hi, Jelly Sandwich. Welcome. Um, and it's great for clearing out phlegm out of the lungs. People who smoke, it'll pull the phlegm out of your lungs. Um, and it's great for um, healing the lungs. After you've had a cold, if you have a cold, you could go ahead and take these herbs and you'll be fine. Moringa is what Dr. Sebi talks a lot about. Moringa is amazing. It's rich in nutrients, antioxidants, and is a major anti-inflammatory. Hi, Soul Sister Number One Show. Glad, welcome. Today we're talking about herbs. We're discussing one of my herbal formulas that I have called Bright-Eyed and Bushy-Tailed. Hi, A, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. And I'm discussing each of the herbs, individual herbs that make this formulation. So now we're talking about moringa. Hi, jelly sandwich. I love jelly sandwiches. I can't eat jelly sandwiches, so I have to make my own jelly. Um, but the moringa, what I like when I used to be diabetic, it helped reduce the sugar levels, and to the point that I no longer have diabetes. But I talked to my doctor first while I was taking this formula. It's never good to take an herbal supplement without first consulting your primary care health provider because they might have you on some prescriptions that may be counterindicated with a herb. So it's thank you for subscribing, Jelly Sandwich. Um, I appreciate it and you being here. Um, and back to these herbal things. Oh, you can't stay. You have guests tonight. Well, you could catch the replay. Okay, Soul Sister Number One Show. You could catch the replay because I will post it. Um, and so you have a good evening and enjoy your guests. Um, but the moringa also it deals with heart and liver health and immune system support. See, all of these herbs that I put in here, it has a synergistic approach. It works together, so it makes it more effective. The ginkgo leaf, it makes you more sharper. It improves circulation, brain function, reduces inflammation, provides more antioxidant, and it supports heart and eye health. Because I'm half blind, so I need all the help I can get. you know. And Damiana, I love Damiana because it's actually the ancients used it as an aphrodisiac. And I added Damiana because it enhances the mood. Because before I put these formulas together, I do a lot of research so I can put together herbs that give the best effect and the best synergistic effect. And so the Damiana, it relaxes you, calms down the nervous system, pain relief, and it eases menstrual discomfort. So these herbs, they have many, many properties, not just one property, like it's such as something you get from the drugstore, but they address many um, concerns that the body would have. Thank you, Ahora. Thank you. And now we're going to talk about pau d'arco, which is a South American herb. And that also contains antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. And it supports your immune system. Because when I was working doing gig work until I was forced to retire, um, I took these herbs throughout my shift. I would take it before going to work and in the middle of the shift. And it helped me to get through it. And at the same time, it boosts my mood. It put me in a very good mood because I don't want to have to depend upon um, alcohol or cannabis. There's nothing wrong with cannabis, but cannabis causes one to develop a quick high tolerance. So one would have to use more and more cannabis in order to get the same initial effect that happened when you first taking it. So I cannot use cannabis, cannot afford it. So also we're going to go on to ashwagandha root. Ashwagandha root is an ancient Ayurvedic root that is used in India. It's been used for thousands of years. And it over in India is used for reproductive health, for women to regulate the menstrual cycle and to just even out some of the mood swings that women experience when they're going through their premenstrual cycle. Okay. And so also I like ashwagandha because it helps me to sleep because I have insomnia. It helps me to sleep. It keeps me calm. It improves clarity and energy, and it lowers the anxiety and boosts overall well-being. And that's ashwagandha is one of my favorite herbs. Matcha root, because I'm into fitness and because I'm over 60, I want to prevent muscle atrophy. So matcha root is really good for preventing muscle atrophy, and it also increases libido. I don't need to do that because I'm asexual, but it increases your vitality. And these herbs have been used for thousands of years to increase vitality, to increase energy. Hello, Michael Bluckler. Welcome. I hope I said your name correctly, Michael Blucker. Welcome. Um, and when you combine it with ashwagandha root, it is amazing. I just taken some bright-eyed and bushy-tail earlier, and I feel energized. I feel present. I don't have to drink coffee anymore. I used to drink coffee almost like 6 or 7 cups of coffee a day years ago. And once I started taking these formulations, I no longer have to take I don't no longer have to use caffeine in order to have energy to get through the day. I use bright-eyed and bushy tail to replace coffee and replace any type of stimulant. Um, and so with the matcha, it also deals with menopause symptoms. So along with the ashwagandha root, you have coverage for those who are dealing with menopause. It eases the symptoms. It eases the hot flashes and the mood swings. It lessens it. And I'm speaking from experience. And also, I include ginger, which is used for digestive support, and it's another anti inflammatory. If you notice the commonality of these herbs, all of them, most of them are anti inflammatories and antioxidants. So they remove toxins from your system. They protect your system. They reduce the inflamed effect of constant muscle use or stress. And when your body is inflamed, you experience pain because like chronic fatigue disorder, fibromyalgia, that's just inflammation that has gotten out of control. I used to have fibromyalgia. I used to have chronic fatigue. And once I started taking this herbal formulation, I no longer have chronic fatigue. I actually went from being bedridden to being able to work hours on my feet at stadiums and convention halls and places like that. And it's amazing because I literally used to be bedridden and had to have in-home care, have a nurse come out and take care of me, and people drive me to the store and all that because I could barely function. And that was because I was eating the wrong foods, starches, processed food, sugar, some dairy products here and there. It wasn't helping me. And so we're going to go back to the ingredients in this wonderful formula. The cordyceps mushroom powder is great for energy and stamina, increase energy, athletic performance. And you know what I like about Bright Eye and Bushy Tail? I could take it before I go for distance walking because I do distance walking sometimes, anywhere from 6 to 10 miles. And so I love this product is amazing. It's very energizing. And the juniper berry powder uses a digestive aid, diuretic, so it reduces edema, swelling, and it helps you to get any water load off your body and off your kidneys. And it also supports urinary tract health. Milk thistle, it supports your liver, containing antioxidants. Turmeric, it contains curcumin. Curcumin is an anti-inflammatory antioxidant, supports joint, brain, and digestive health. Turmeric is great for arthritis. Any of you that's dealing with sore joints, any type of arthritic pain, get yourself some turmeric from the grocery store. Add it to your foods because it's great for inflammation. It really works. Bladderwrack is great because it's high in iodine. So you get thyroid support. Many of us have underperforming thyroids and we don't even know it. We're feeling sluggish, we're feeling moody, we experience weight gain. It's because our thyroid is not functioning at its highest level. So taking bladderwrack, it helps the thyroid to heal itself because all these herbs do is help the body to do what it needs to do. It's kind of like support. It's like when the military, they're out there, they got the platoon, they're fighting, and they bring in air support, more ground support. That's what these herbs do. They just offer more support to your body and allow it to do what it needs to do without any side effects. None of these herbs have side effects. But like I said, it's still good to consult your doctor first. Don't try any supplement, any herb that you're unfamiliar with until you do your research. You can use a search engine, Google AI, and do the research on each herb. And that way you can decide for yourself if you want to try this herb or not. And before you try the herb, if you're on any prescribed medications, talk to your doctor. Say, look, I want to try this particular formulation and these are the ingredients in it. Would there be any kind of indication to what I'm taking? Or you can go to a Google AI, type in the medication you're taking. It could be some type of diabetic medication, insulin, or there's another one begins with an M that is really dangerous for people to take, but it's been prescribed all over the world. It's I have to look it up, but before you take any type of herb, just talk to your doctor about it, and also get online, go to Google AI, type in the prescription name, and then type in, will it interact with mullein? Will it interact with ashwagandha? Will this drug interact with juniper berry powder? Because that way you're responsible and you're in charge of your healing and of your health, because you and your doctor are responsible together. So you could print out a list and take it to your doctor, because I want you guys to be healthy, but also at the same time be safe. We going on to chaparral. Chaparral is really good for microbes. It kills. It's an antimicrobial, and it can kill. It just clears it out. When I was sick with that weird flu that was going around in 2020, I took my cold and flu buster plus, which I formulated for an elderly client whose husband had chronic bronchitis, and it knocked it out within hours for him. He was finally able to sleep. So when that weird virus was coming around and people were getting taking ill, and I was one of them. Hey, Ambrosia 1320, how you doing? That's okay. You could catch the replay. But we're talking about herbs, and I started off the live while waiting for people to come in the room, singing "Everything Must Change" by Alita Adams, because that's one of my favorite songs. It's really comforting to me. Um, but thank you for taking time from your busy day to join me. And thank you so much, Ahora, for loving the channel and being a subscriber. I really appreciate you guys. You guys really make my day. I was telling my therapist today that you guys make it all worthwhile. My 148 subscribers. And it's like, because I'm not here to get millions and thousands of subscribers and to monetize. I'm not monetizing this channel. I don't want ads to interrupt what I'm sharing with you. So it's not about money. You know, I get disability, I'm fine. God blesses me every day. And there's a good food bank right up the road. And yes, it's always great to see you, Ambrosia 1320. And now we're going to go to the last two ingredients of this bright-eyed and bushy-tail formulation that I formulated about 6 years ago. We're going to discuss suma root. Suma root is considered an adaptogenic, and it supports the immune health, energy, and endurance. And people might ask, well, what is the adaptogenic? Well, adaptogens are herbs that help the body to adapt to stress, regulate cortisol, and promote resilience, resulting in steadier, longer lasting energy without the crash that we often experience from synthetic stimulants, as well as caffeine. So with these herbs, they help your body to adapt to the environment and deal with stress and drama without us having to grab another cup of coffee. And then the cayenne, which contains capsaicin, that is another great source um, of healing, because it's a major anti-inflammatory. Yes, hot pepper. And it aids digestion. And it also helps kills any parasites that may be in the tummy or in your intestinal system. And it supports heart health, cardiovascular health. And those are the ingredients that are in bright-eyed and bushy-tail. And another thing, it sustains your vitality. It keeps you on a nice plateau. I used to give this stuff to my coworkers when I worked a gig at the warehouse. I used to work warehouse gigs, and one guy, he would ask me, he's like, "Why are you so bouncy and energetic all day?" And we slinging boxes and breaking down pallets and building pallets throughout the day. Why are you so energetic? And I said, and he asked me, he said, "Wait a minute, that stuff you taking, I see you take it at lunchtime. What is it?" He said, "Because you really get a lot of bounce after you take that stuff." And I told him, I said, well, because initially, Bright-Eyed and Bushy-Tail, I named it Worker's Best Friend. But I like, well, that really don't cover it really fully. It doesn't describe it fully or adequately. And so I renamed it Bright-Eyed and Bushy-Tailed because when we was kids, I'm 61, so that was a term that the elders would use. Oh, you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed today. So I figured that would be a great name for this particular formulation because it describes exactly pretty much what it does. It has you full of vitality, you're bright-eyed, you're bushy-tailed because you're full of energy and movement, and it makes you want to get up and do things. I apologize for the noise as an airplane taking off overhead. Also, this particular formulation, it's great for students. It's great for nurses, students, doctors, anybody. Thank you. Thank you, Ahora. It's great for anybody that has to be mentally alert constantly and on point. So security, law enforcement, medical professionals. It's great for anybody that has to be on their feet and on the move. I even had a nurse try it out. She loved it. She's like, oh my goodness, I was able to get through my shift. This is amazing. So I love that it gives me more stamina, where I can go walking long distance. I can get what I need done throughout the day. And it reduces stress levels because I can become very anxious and frustrated, such as like with this foolish plane flying around above and it's getting on my nerves, but I don't get stressed out about it because the plane has to fly. So I just want to say also it detoxes you. When I quit drinking, um, I took Bright Eyed and Bushy Tail because another thing, it reduces craving. I had no craving for alcohol. Now, I wasn't an alcoholic, but I knew I needed to get rid of drinking because I was a social drinker. But I knew that it wasn't really doing me any good because the next day I would feel off kilter and I wasn't really myself and I couldn't be like fully present. So that's why I said, okay, I don't need alcohol. And so when I quit alcohol, I started taking more of the Bright-Eyed and Bushy-Tail to keep my mood up and get me through the day, and it's just amazing. And that's just one of the herbal formulations I have. We'll be discussing um, iron green, excuse me, iron greens blood cleanser, which is great for iron for those who have low iron, who are anemic, as and it also purifies the blood and cleanses the blood. So over the years, I formulated a suite of formulations that are well rounded, and it helps someone to heal. Like when I put myself, such as when I put myself through a um, ambrosia. And to anyone in the audience, if you want more information about the herbs or want to talk to me about the herbs, please send me an email because I have it posted on my profile. I have it posted on my profile. Um, my email is harlowrainhangout@gmail.com. So that's right there on my channel profile. You can see that. And so if you have questions or you might want to order something, um, feel free to contact me because I do use Cash App. Um, and I'm not here like to make money. I just want to share with you how these herbs have really blessed me and changed my life for the better, have allowed me to go from being bedridden. I used to be bedridden, couldn't get out of bed, couldn't function. And like I said earlier, I had to have in home care to take care of me. So I love the fact that God allowed me to learn about these herbs and to take back my life and to take back my vitality and to take back my joy. I no longer have to take psych meds, but I talked to a psychologist. I talked to my therapist. I said, well, this is what I'm doing. You think it's a good idea? So I gradually weaned myself off of the psych meds and started taking these herbs, and it really helped. But I always let my therapist know what's going on, as well as my doctor, and they're happy because the less prescriptions they have to prescribe, they're delighted. And so, and my blood work is outstanding. I no longer have diabetes. I used to be diabetic, and I had to formulate a formula for diabetes because I cannot take diabetic medication. Metformin, that's the one I was talking about, the metformin. That's really harsh on the body. So I know I can take that. So I came up with endocrine pancreas support. And down the road, we're going to talk about those particular formulations because and eventually I'll open up a little store on this YouTube thing. I don't know how to do that, but over time I will learn how to do that. But until then, you have questions about herbs, just send me an email, drop me an email, and I will respond readily and and give you more information and send them out to you. Um, I am delighted. I mean, I'm just thrilled that people are interested in traditional medicine because with today's economy, a lot of folks will no longer be able to afford their prescriptions. Um, and it's just a shame that the prices of drugs will go up because the Biden administration, it was affordable, and soon it's going to just skyrocket. So traditional medicine, which is Chinese medicine, Dr. Sebi, Western medicine is not traditional medicine. Western medicine is the newest kid on the block. I had a intestinal specialist literally shake my hand, and she told me, honey, there is nothing I could do for you because it seems like you have it locked down with your herbs. I suggest that you continue to take your herbs and do what you need to do, and then do a schedule a follow-up appointment with me. Doctors, they when they look at me, they like, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. And so my labs, they're awesome. I just got checked for, they do an annual diabetes check. Diabetes gone. Because I used to be borderline diabetic. It's gone. There's no indication of it. And I have the validation from the test to show it. There's no more diabetes in my system. No longer diabetic, not pre-diabetic, not borderline diabetic, and not diabetic. And that is because of the herbs, and that is because of cleaning up my diet, not eating processed foods, not drinking soda pop or using cane sugar. Instead of cane sugar, I use either agave or maple syrup or coconut sugar. Those are the sweeteners I use. And it doesn't have the same effect on the body as does cane sugar. Cane sugar is just poison to the body because it's very addictive. It's highly addictive. And so we're going to make this a regular feature of this channel to share information about herbs. And I will be doing very short videos on each herb. So within today and the following days, I will be uploading videos describing each herb. Each video will be dedicated to one herb because we go a little more in depth on what that herb does, such as, pau d'argo. It's a great antibacterial and a great antimicrobial. And ashwagandha is an aphrodisiac that was used by the ancients in India. And damiana, that's another aphrodisiac that has been used for thousands of years. So by bringing all of these herbs together in one formula, I get great results. I had a client tell me, oh my goodness, it really improved my sex life. I'm like, okay, a little too much information, but hey, as long as it works for you, fine, And because it contains herbs in it that enhances the libido, and it helps to heal the reproductive organs. It addresses the receptors because every organ, it has receptors, which is like a lock. The receptor itself is like the lock, and the herb is like the key that unlocks that receptor. And it's very specific because I'm studying a little bit anatomy and physiology to learn more on how it works, and I can be better able to explain it to you how it really works in the body in layman's terms. Because before I dropped out of nursing school, I was learning about this, just the introduction to nursing school. But I did really well in nursing school, but I just emotionally I wasn't available for it, and that was 20 years ago. But since then, I still been studying medicine, nursing, uh, uh, um, anatomy and physiology, because I want to be able to better explain to you how these herbs bless the body and help the body to heal. These herbs do not cure anything. Okay? They're not medicine. One, they're not medicine. Two, they don't cure. Okay? What they do is just support the body and aid it in healing itself. That's it. It kind of like offers encouragement to the body's organs and help them to heal themselves. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not licensed. All I am is an amateur herbalist sharing with you herbs that have given me back my life, that have given me back my freedom, given me back my joy. Um, Help me to not be addicted to cane sugar. I used to eat cane sugar by the spoonful, literally pour it in a bowl and eat it by the spoonful. I no longer, it's been many years, nearly 20 years since I've touched raw cane sugar. And it's been 7 years since I've eaten products that are made from cane sugar. I used to be addicted to candy, used to be addicted to coffee. I used to be addicted to Lay's potato chips. And I'm talking about the big bag, the party size. Lay's potato chips, the barbecue, and the classics. Because I have a weakness for potato chips. Now I no longer have a craving for potato chips, which is a starch. Starches are it has a vicious cycle. You ingest a product that's made from starch, you'll be constantly craving starch and craving sweets because starch breaks down into simple sugars by the body's system. There's organelles within the cell called the mitochondria. It breaks down glucose into like A is in Adam, T is in Tom, and P is in Peter. Adenosine triphosphate. That is the fuel that runs our bodies. That is what sugar is converted to. And when we ingest sugars that are natural, such as coconut sugar, date sugar, agave, maple syrup, and fruits, then we get better quality ATP. We get better fuel. It's kind of like trying to run a Rolls Royce or a Lamborghini on Walmart discount or dollar store gasoline. It's not going to work. But when you go and get quality fuel for the vehicle, it'll perform well. So there are inferior sugars and then there are quality sugars. And the quality sugars are the ones that you want to use. There's nothing to have wrong with having a sweet tooth. Another source of sweets are dates. I love dates. I love prunes. Dried fruit it replaces candy for me. I no longer need to eat candy. I used to eat candy and Oreos by the pound. Now I eat prunes. Old as I am, I do need prunes. We all do, because it protects our digestive health, and it has a lot of fiber, and it keeps us regular, and they taste good. Dried prunes really taste good, which is nothing but plums. So I also eat plums. And once I don't know if I could set up a Facebook or something. I really don't like Facebook. But I think I'm going to set up a Facebook because Instagram is giving me problems trying to set up an account with them. So maybe with Facebook, and then I can upload some pictures of my meals. Yes, it's good to pass on sweets. Welcome back, Jelly Sandwich. It's good to pass on sweets. But if you have a taste for sweets, you can have natural sweets that are chock um, with benefits. Oh, sodium. Speaking on sodium, I do not use salt. I quit using salt about a year ago. I do not use salt. Oh, there's no need to apologize, Jelly Sandwich. Life happens. You know, you can step in and step out because you can catch the replay. It's all right. It's all right to step out because this will be uploaded. But back to sodium. I did some research and I found out that people of African American descent are more sensitive to sodium than any other ethnic group. Because I was wondering, why is it that when I ingest something that's very salty, like I no longer use soy sauce, I switch to coconut aminos from Trader Joe's. Um, but I noticed that why is it whenever I use a little salt, even sea salt, Himalayan sea salt, organic sea salt, I would just get severe edema, swelling of the legs, swelling of the fingers and the hands, swelling of the face. And so when I did the research, I realized, okay, as someone who's a multiracial African American, I cannot ingest anything use salt. So it's been over a year since I used salt. Um, you know what I use to replace salt, so to speak, are just coconut aminos, which is replaces soy sauce. And also I use onion powder. Onion powder has its own sodium. And if you like onion powder, it replaces salt. And now I don't miss salt. One time I did try to eat some potato chips and it burned my tongue because it was just too salty because I've gone so long without salt. And my blood pressure is down. It went from being borderline high to 120 over 84 because I just had a physical yesterday. 120 to over 84. The lady was saying, the nurse was telling me, she said, your health is outstanding. It is outstanding. Peppers, onion, garlic, herbs. That's cool. Sometimes sneak sodium in it. So I'm always checking labels. That's good. You got to be faithful about reading labels. Going into, because sometimes they'll have sodium under a different name. But mainly look for sodium. Um, but since I've gone salt free, my health has greatly improved. I've lost weight. I once was obese, and now I'm down to 167 now, on my way to 135. Because I'm 5'7" and very small framed. My natural weight is 135. So I'm losing weight organically. I'm not using any. I guess there's a pill or a shot that some people have to take in order to lose weight. That's fine because some people have a lot of weight on them. They're obese. They need to take a shot to get the weight down to a manageable level, and then they can organically lose the remaining weight. Some medications are needed. I'm not one to tell people stop taking your medications, but we all know Big Pharma is crooked as the devil himself. They the same ones who create the disease and then they try to sell you the remedy. Brother Ali, he has in one of his songs, Uncle Sam Goddamn, Brother Ali, and he talks about where they the same one that sell the remedy created the disease. So when we had that weird flu outbreak, what the COVID-19 or whatever they call it, that tricked out flu that was taking out people in 2020, 2021, that was created. Take care, Ahura. I'm about ready to wrap this up too. Thank you for stopping by. But I'm about ready to wrap this up. Thank you all for stopping by. I'm going to close out with a simple song. One of my favorite songs. Just close that out and just say thank you for coming by. It's a song by Alita Adams. And we're just going to close it out for the last minute of the show. Okay? Here we go. And thank you all for stopping by. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone will change. No one stays the same. So thank you so much, because everything must change. Namaste. Thank you all for stopping by. Okay. I already done the song, Aura. I know you gotta go. But I'm gonna try to open each live with a song, because I think it's cool. It allows people to come into the room. You want to hear the rest of that song? Thank you. Thank you all. Have a good evening. And also, please let me know in the comments. Oh, thank you. Please let me know in the comments what is a good time for me to post a video, because I don't know. Goodbye. Thank you, everybody. I'm out. Thank you all. Have a good day. And I'll post some links to these herbs in the comment section. Thank you.